Let me know in comments, team, what you think the message is meant to be with this. Is it don't get married? Don't know.
Hey team, how are we going? It is Kaz from In the Trenches with Kaz. Bam. And I'm here today to have a conversation with you. I'm going to be able to deliver this in a way that you can hear it while you're sitting in your car, while you have your headphones in when you're walking around, when you are in bed, when you're with a loved one. And the whole point behind it is so you can share your vision, your dream, your calling with others that may not be able to understand the way you articulate your dream of being in the military. Namely, 343, boom, East Side, Master Chief, Halo, shares the same numbers. It is an unusual thing in today's society that you would wish to be the recipient that works so hard for this $1.70 badge but gives so many calories to achieve it. To eventually be in the Royal Australian Regiment, namely the 2nd Battalion, the Royal Australian Regiment, second to none, Amphibious Battalion. But that's what I'm here for. And who am I? You already know. I'm Kaz from In the Trenches with Kaz. I'm also an Australian veteran. Not just an infantry veteran, an Australian veteran. One thing I'm not, bam, soap on a rope. Guys and girls, this is designed to help me articulate even to you, if you don't understand why you want to be in the army, why you want to be, namely, infantry. One of the most uncomfortable roles in the world that you can do, non-political, non-profit, which means your hardship means nothing to us. You asked for it, you volunteered. The sad thing is, in today's society, less than 1 in 100 people, less than 1% of our population are sheepdog. And who do I mean by that? That is those that choose to stay and keep watch domestically and abroad to protect the flock. So that's what this is about. A conversation between you, me, the Titanium Cup, and your dream of being in the Royal Australian Regiment or the Army, facilitating, supporting those that put the bayonet on, not the strap on, and moving forward. To do what? Not to chase the money, a byproduct of success and longevity in any profession, but to be able to create a legacy that goes beyond your lifetime. You're only here for a short period of time, maybe 20 years all up, to be able to make a name for yourself and then cement that home with an additional life that is created, fertilized by you having a life in the first place. Being an accountant, is that a life? Goddamn no. They spend a fortune on trying to be part of groups and pastimes in the only bit of time they have off to try and have a life. Your actual role, your entire employment, your career, your calling is living life. You could say that people would pay to do snapshots of your job if they could pick the good bits out and leave the bad bits behind. As a matter of fact, big business uses it as leadership training. The same people that might say, with lack of foresight, hindsight, with a lack of open mind, lack of diversity, that you don't have qualifications, but in actual fact, you are prime. And there's organisations like Tom Larders being picked now that are using ex-veterans to populate professions within Australia domestically. And that's happening in the US as well. So let's cut this down to chapters. This is designed to create a tree, branches on the tree that you populate with questions in comments below as leaves. If you're still watching by now, chances are you're either one of the individuals who's come here to talk to In the Trenches with Kaz, retired infantry sergeant, instructor of the year for leadership and tactics. And why would you listen to me? Because I'm the only one who's on the other side of a camera who's sharing this with you. I'm the one who's choosing action over words to support you in keeping your ship afloat, in understanding Boom, the compass bearing going forward. Introduction out the way. Subscribe right now. That's all I ask for. And a thumbs up, because maybe YouTube takes account of that. I don't know. So this is going to be chapter 1. Each one of these videos will probably go for about 20 minutes, so you can add the questions in without getting too flustered with where do I begin. So make reference to the chapter and then to the question so I can go back and check that out. Chapter 1, schooling. When you're at school, don't be expected for someone who's unfit, middle-aged, unmotivated to take or give a damn about your dream to be in the military. One thing I'll tell you is if you're in school, male or female, and you wish to join the military, the sheepdog of the nation, domestically and abroad, don't expect people to understand your vision. They're going to go, why would you go away from all these comforts to go and do something that guarantees only one thing, and that's discomfort? The herd mentality, diversity, lacking, bullying, a harsher life than what you need. Well, it's about living, it's about sweating, it's about earning your food, guilt bread. It's about choosing action and living life in a rugged style, the last frontier, if you will. Don't expect them to understand, and maybe your parents won't, maybe your friends won't. They'll admire it, they'll respect it, they'll be a little bit jealous because you may be the only person at school in your year, other than other people who want to be sheepdog, who has the vision, the calling to join the military. Treat your schooling until you're given an enlistment date. Like that is a mission that has been given to you by Army. It has been. They want you to pass, need you to pass. I, Caswell, Sergeant, retired, want you to pass as well as you can and take that. Like it was the first lesson, the first objective, the main effort for you is to get good scores. And that shows us that you are mentally, physically prepared to take on upskilling, upgrading, level up when you come to the military, and then say to yourself, am I ready to be a leader amongst a corporation of volunteers? Of the best small army in the world, the Australian Army, namely the spear point of the 343. Not cerebral palsy. I want you to be successful. The Army wants you to be successful. It is the fish, the candidates, the John West rejects that makes you the best. When you're a soldier, you want to be part of history. You don't want to be just reading history. Make history. Living life abroad. What is the role of infantry? It's to seek out and close with the enemy, to kill or capture him, to seize and hold ground, to repel attack by day or night regardless of season, weather or terrain. You'll be an instructor. You'll be a teacher without being back at school, university, left-leaning, it sucks, Hillary Clinton, you're my messiah, bullshit. I want you to become an instructor. The best way to learn a subject is to have to teach it. But you don't have to go to school for 4 years to do that. Within 4 years, 5 years, 7, definitely, you'll be back at the School of Infantry teaching people like yourself that have left school, been told that maybe you're underachieving. It's not. You're goddamn bored. You already know what you want. You want to rip off that uniform and put on a real uniform, because girls love uniforms, except if they're from McDonald's or parking collectors. You want to be part of a solution. You want to be able to be inspired and know when you look to the left, when you look to the right, it's not the memory game that is the education system at school. It is the foundation, war, fighting, training that is going to keep you and your brothers and sisters safe. It's going to be something on Remembrance Day, 11th to the 11th, you know, the minute of silence, or ANZAC Day is your new Christmas, is your new birthday, are the days where you come together, put an arm around, reflect. At school, you learn about, not as much as you should, Remembrance Day, ANZAC Day. This is about you. I want you to understand you. Maybe you can't articulate it. Maybe you can't say it aloud. Maybe you need to make a video before you get in that you can look back on and remind yourself in the hard times. My back's hurting now, actually, you can tell. Why you want to, bam, have the Skippy badge, the kangaroo, it doesn't go backwards. The crown is going to change soon from the Queen's back to probably a King's. Bam, why you want to go to the Royal Australian Regiment, your second family, your brotherhood. At school, you are the only one that gets it. The rest of them are thinking, what am I going to do when I get out? Oh, I'm going to take a gap year. I'm going to go and do this, I'm going to do that. They're shitting themselves. They're more worried about money, how much they're going to make. If you go and become a lawyer or an accountant, big deal. You're going to get a lot of money. Yeah. But you're also going to be behind a desk getting a fat ass, getting barnacles on your bottom second chin from looking down at the bloody computer instead of climbing ropes, shooting weapons, patrolling in countries that boots have never touched, fording rivers, doing exchanges to the US, New Zealand, the UK, going through the domestic training grounds, seeing how many mosquito bites you can take. School is where we're kept off the streets until we're mature enough to reach out and follow a path of our own. Infantry, Army, Air Force, Navy, it's the key. It sets you up for the rest of your life, whether you choose initially a 4 years, I recommend 6 to 10, before you can make a proper judgment. But we're talking about school at the moment. That's the end of chapter 1. Put your questions in comments below. I'm going to put an ad on now. Watch it, put your comments in, tick and subscribe to the guy that's here for you. Chapter 2, DOS, again, 2nd Battalion, 2nd to none, Royal Australian Regiment. Family. Your family may or may not approve, but they'll get it. They may not believe you because you may not have been successful at school, chapter 1. And they might think that this is going to be a manifestation of your previous 17, 18, 19 years. But that's not the case, because this has always been in your heart. The best way to win your parents around is, 1, keep them informed. They're not going to be happy with it straight away. Go in, do your U session, do your assessment session. Show them through action, through physical training and preparation. Show them through chapter 1, do your schoolwork. Turn up, be dressed well, help around the house, take responsibility, sign of an adult. Let them know what you want to do and why. Make a bargain with them. After 6 years, if it's not good for me, I'll get out and I'll be back around you anyway. I'm not going to be a boy for the next 20 years. I'm not going to be a girl, I'm going to be a woman, or I'm going to be a man. There's only 2 genders. I'm going to go out, I'm going to fly. Sometimes I might fall. There's going to be hurdles, there's going to be troughs, there's going to be peaks. But I'm going to come back ready to look after the family. I'm going to go out and I'm going to make an adult of myself. I'm going to follow the path, not of least resistance, but a path that creates wisdom, living life, situations, scenarios that make me the best version of me. Will I come out with warts? You will if you go to Thailand. You know what I'm talking about. Everyone is injured, mentally, physically. One of each, one of both. But that's what life's about, is living. It's not a fairy tale. Unicorns aren't real. Sorry, Michaela, if you're listening now, you're 7 years old, they're real. Okay, I get it. The Navy thinks they're real too. No one loves the rainbows like the Navy. Isn't that right, Gilligan? Popeye. Mikhail. So, in chapter 2, I want you to talk to your family. They might not want you to go to infantry. But why wouldn't you want to go to the spear point? The spear point is infantry team. Special Forces, 2 Commando Regiment are on the shoulder. SASR are on the other shoulder. Okay. Without warning, who dares wins. They recruit from the spear point. You want to test yourself. You want to be around a dynamic workforce. We complain all the time when there's nothing to do that we're bored. We complain all the time when we're working hard that we want to rest. That's what happens to sheepdog. Sheepdogs, plural. I want you to put your questions in regards to schooling and family. I've already said that 17 is too young, but that's because the scaffolding of your body is not ready to take the weights that we're going to put on your shoulders, and you don't know what we're talking about because you haven't got there yet. I'm an expert. I'm where the buck stops. I am the guy, the infantry sergeant, that looks you in the eye past your section commanders and makes an evaluation on your physical, administrational, economic and background to see if you are going to be high performing, performing or non-performing, and then I'll make judgments from there. I am the Simon Cowell of the platoon sergeant, the wisdom, the old guy, the most experienced soldier. Kapooka and Singleton are stepping stones to get you to me. Alright? So schooling and family. Feel free to use this video, populate it with questions below, allow your family to listen to it if you can't articulate what you want. And at the end of the day, what I want you to do is make history instead of just studying it. Make it by being there. Have opinions that are based on real life experience. They are invisible experiences, invisible qualifications, invisible knowledge. It's not just an opinion. It is a playbook, a foundation that is as solid as a Nui Dat rock. Thank you, Tom of the Jungle. You're not alone. There's people all around Australia, domestically, around the world, who think just like you. And remember, as I said, less than 1 in 100 people are willing to do this, but you are. So 99 people may not agree with what you do, but I guarantee that they're glad you're there and they're glad you're coming. And we're glad you're coming too. Because it is the candidates that John West rejects that makes the Australian Army the best small army in the world. How do I know? Because I've been in it for 24 years and I'm still here. And I've worked with some fantastic nations. I couldn't list my experiences, and it's not because I'm not articulate. There's just so many. Guys and gals, I look forward to your responses, and more of these videos are going to come out. That's just chapter 1 and 2, school and family. Don't tell your family what you want to do necessarily before you start the U session, the assessment session, because you might be getting them unnecessarily scared, upset, selfish, that they don't want you to leave the nest. You may not articulate it properly. They might not really be able to see in you what you see in you. Prove them wrong. And then let them know after you get an enlistment date, when it's time to fly. Red Bull will give you wings. But choose Army, not Air Force, because they don't fly. They blacken tyres. They do storeman's jobs. A couple of them fly, but not many. But I'm glad they're there on that wall. And that's where you need me, on that wall. So with that, that's chapter 1, chapter 2. And that's complete conclusion. The conclusion, the summary is, get ready for the next chapter, which is going to be Kapooka. How to navigate Kapooka. Followed by chapter 4, which is going to be Singleton, the School of Infantry. How to cope, how to prepare, what to expect, how to live, because your life's about to change. If you get in this year, next ANZAC Day is going to be your new birthday, especially after being in the War Memorial, and everyone goes there with Kapooka. I believe in your destiny. I believe in your dream. There might be hurdles along the way, and I can offer solutions. But let's take it right now, from here, line in the sand, while you're driving, while you're sitting down, while you're having a cup of coffee, milkshake, that you are going to be successful. And let's do everything we can through action and preparation, through In the Trenches with Kaz, the only channel that is there in Australia for you, talking directly to you, that's been to the end of the path, looking back at you. So let's raise a glass, raise a cup to those that have gone before us, the ANZACs, lest we forget. And remember, you'll never be alone again. And if you are, I'll still be here too. Come and be a sound guy, light guy. Take it easy. Duty first is our motto, and my duty continues after military service. Take it easy. It's Kaz in the Trenches. Bam, out to you.